Hey there, my name is Lexi and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be reviewing the book Trials and Triumph by John Dugue. Doug. I'm going to go with Dugue because that's how I initially thought to say his name. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, but I'm going to be reviewing his book Trials and Triumph. Now, the way that I actually came into contact or knew about his book, found out about his book, is actually after posting my book review on Rage to Survive, the Etta James story. I believe he commented in the comment section and said, hey, you should really read this. And then he left a link to the Amazon store where I could buy it from. Now I was thinking, you could send me a copy since you want me to review it, but I went ahead and I supported, Black owned business, Black entrepreneur. The book was very inexpensive. I think it was like $25 total for the book and for shipping. And I actually went through a little bit of drama with getting this book. So I ordered it, but for some reason, and I put my card information in to send it to my new address. I thought I put in my new address, but Amazon sent it to my old address. And so I didn't get the book. I had to cancel that, tell them I never got the product. They gave me a refund and my book came like the next week because I had to reorder it. All of that to say that I got this book and now we're about to review it.
Goddamn, raise your hand if you working hard. Goddamn, raise your hand if you know you say, yeah. She work, hey, she work, hey, she work, okay, yeah. She work, hey, she work, okay, she work, she's got. You can tell them that you say, you can tell them that you say.
Trials and Triumph by John Dugue. This one I read right after I finished reading My Dad and Me by Claudette King. And just like her book, this book was very easy to read, very short read, very quick. And in the same way that I wanted to read more from Claudette, I wish that John had put more into his book. Now, John, he is in real estate or real estate investment. And so he's basically just going through how he got into that field, how he got interested in wealth and legacy building, and some of the reservations he had about friends and family while he was on this journey. He talks about going through different mindset shifts and just a lot of things that I can relate to as a young entrepreneur myself. And there are a lot of things that he said in relation to the wealth building and the legacy building and breaking generational curses that I can relate to as an artist as well, as far as traveling a path that nobody else in the family has gone down. And so you feel kind of like separated or the odd one out in a family that does things a certain way, but you're doing something new and people kind of look at you like kind of crazy because, oh, no one in the family has ever done this before. So I definitely related to him on a lot of the things he was talking about. This book was released earlier this year in 2020. And I actually, for some reason, I must have known that I was going to take forever to do the review. That explanation is in my book review for Claudette King's My Dad and Me. But I put little sticky notes throughout the book to make sure that I took note of things specifically that I felt deeply about and deeply connected to. So for this sticky note here, I put, sounds like there's a lot of pain there, but I completely understand and can relate. And I thought about my own limited relationship with my parents when it comes to making music. So let me see if I can actually find, pursue, and yes, I agree. The money isn't everything, you cannot buy it. It gives you options. When you have wealth, there are no limits. Who am I? Oh, here it is. It's under the sticky. Why did I do it that way? So you can imagine what my relationship with my mom looks like. I love her dearly, but we do not see eye to eye. Our minds are poles apart, opposite from each other. We do not get along, not because I don't appreciate her or vice versa, but because she does not accept who I am. And what he's basically talking about here is, like I mentioned earlier in the intro of this video, when you are doing something new in the family, something that no one else in the family has done, you become you stand out, or you feel like you don't fit in with the rest of the family. And so I can definitely relate to him on that, because on my journey as an artist, I don't really connect with any of my family Nobody ever really asks me questions about my music because I just don't think they even know what to ask me a lot of times because, again, no one in the family has done it before and this is new. And honestly, it kind of hurts, you know? No one really asks much about my music. They don't know what to ask, and they kind of just, the conversations get really stagnant because of that. So I definitely relate to him in when he's talking about his relationship with his mom and how she doesn't agree with how he handles money or how he's pursuing, you know, real estate or just doing things differently from how the family has done it, how she was taught what she knows. He's straying from what she taught him, or maybe what she didn't teach him, he is finding out for himself. And so definitely causes a strain, and parents think that you're back talking or whatever, or questioning their authority. I know it can make parents feel a certain way. That could be a whole nother topic. Let me stop rambling. The next tone, so yeah, on the topic of his mom, while I'm on it, there was definitely like an undertone of F you, mom, look what I'm doing. I am doing great things in this book. Even though I know like he loved his mother dearly, but there were a lot of parts in the book where I was like, dang, I can tell you really wish that your mom like supported you more, or just your family in general. There was a big undertone of F you, mom, or sticking it to his mom like I made it. And then there's another part in here where he's talking about his friends, a friend of his stealing from him, and that's when he realized that he had to be extremely careful about who he let in his inner circle of trusted friends. And basically, same thing with the family, not feeling supported, not feeling like you can trust the people around you to have your back, to support you when you need it. And I definitely feel that on another level because I had a situation with one of my friends where I felt like I was supporting her in so many ways, but when I needed that help, when I needed that energy in return, it just wasn't there for me. So definitely relate to him on that. And then the last part that I wrote a note on is he talked about legacy building, being passed on and taught down. It makes me think of my own family and some of the generational curses that I want to break as well within the Black community. And that's another video for a whole nother day, like a whole nother topic. But even though he wasn't saying a lot, like I really wish he would have delved in a little bit deeper into the psychology of, you know, I was taught this growing up. And I don't know, I felt like he just didn't want to share too much personal information, but that personal information would have made me connect more to it. But even still, without those details, without it being as detailed as I would have liked, his story made me think about my own story and how I relate to other people. And the journey of an entrepreneur, it's really the same kind of things that artists go through as far as constant rejection, constantly feeling like you don't fit in with your family or other people because your focus is just on other things. Like what other people are worried about, I'm not worried about. And so it can get very lonely in that aspect. And I could relate to him on a lot of those points, but I did still wish that it went into a lot more detail. And again, same thing that happened with Claudette's book, My Dad and Me. I had just finished reading Etta James and her book was like 300 pages. I was ready to dive deep into the mind of this guy and he didn't quite let me in all the way. So I feel like this book is more of like a marker for where he is in his current journey in real estate, in entrepreneurship. So far, the mindset that he's developed up to this point. I feel like when he gets further into his career, he will write another book probably and go more into depth like I would want him to. But overall, it was a really good book. And like I said, I wish it was a little bit longer, but I am grateful for the fact that whatever he was talking about, it did get the wheels turning in my mind, thinking about some of the things that I was doing and how I was building relationships with friends and family and just going about my journey. So it was very relatable in that way. I hope you enjoyed my review of this book. Again, this is Trials and Triumph by John Dugue. I hope I'm saying your last name right, but I'll leave a link to the book for you to purchase in my description down below. Let me know if you'll read it, check it out, and let me know what you think about it as well. But if you like this review, give me a big thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I post a new video. But until next time, my name is LexC. Peace.